Hi, everybody. Welcome. I hope you are having a good day. For me, it is TGIT. Thank God it is Tuesday. Mondays are the worst for me. Dragon Man has extra math lessons after school, and then later in the afternoon, he has drama, practicing for a hilarious play, and he is thoroughly enjoying it. Now, I'm very glad for him, but driving up and down is not my idea of fun. You barely get home, go to the bathroom before you have to leave again. Tuesdays have no after-school activities, so it feels like a holiday for me. Anyway, guys, what shall we talk about today? I think, seeing that I am undecided, let's talk about some of the recent headlines and bylines. You know, guys, sometimes it feels like I live inside Meghan Markle's head, and believe me, that is a scary thought. Very, very scary. When the story about her new podcast on Lemonada Media came out, I thought, uh-oh, particularly when I heard that it started off with the 12 episodes which already played on Spotify. In my head, I literally thought, girls, what have you done? Who on earth was going to listen to archetypes again? The Sugars and Squaddies all listened the first time, and the Mexiteers listened so we could criticize and fact-checked, and obviously, let's call them talent scouts, also listened. And at the end of the day, there was nothing really outstanding or even remotely enjoyable about the podcast. Megan has a habit of either trying to sound like a fangirl giggling teenager, or she tries to sound sultry. And unfortunately, she is failing at both. Anyway, I can't tell, and no one will tell, but I sincerely doubt that even 10% of the number of listeners on Spotify listened to it on Lemonada. Anyway, I digress. When I saw that, and that they will start recording a new podcast soon, I thought, how soon? Next week? Next month? Or next year? Or maybe, if you are lucky, sometime in the next 5 years, if at all. When we just got to know Meghan Markle, we thought she had a brilliant work ethic. And remember, even the Queen complimented her on it. But as time passed, we learned that she is lazy and entitled. She wants money and lots of it for doing as little as possible. Again, I was right, and although I expected it, predicted it, it came as a shock when I read that she did postpone the taping of the new podcast. Not because she did it, I mean, I expected it, but I was shocked because I knew she would. Anyway, I don't want to live in that woman's head. Sorry. I also see shooting has begun on her cookery show. The crew and vans are lined up in the driveway of the home they are filming in. On the one hand, I have an idea of what to expect, but on the other hand, we all know Meghan and how unpredictable she is. But yes, I think there will be a lot of romantic scenes with Meghan walking with a basket through the neighbor's orchard while the breeze is playing gently through her hair. You guys know shit like that. Cadbury's advertisement type of thing. Anyway, I have Netflix, which we watch once in a blue moon, but I sincerely doubt I will watch either of these two shows. Not the polo one, and definitely not the cookery one. I think I would rather take an ice bath in winter. Okay, a little more of a serious topic. You know, our patience with the grifters are already wearing thin. And so is our patience with the King, the Privy Council, and the British government for their lack of action when it comes to Harry and Meghan. And yes, I had this discussion ad nauseum. I know the government and Prime Minister have much more to do than to fret about Harry and Meghan, particularly with the situation in the Middle East, Ukraine, Russia, and now I see there is a slight hoo-ha again about the Falklands. So yes, I understand the British government has way more to deal with, but, and hear me out, King Charles is a huge Muslim sympathizer, and I'm saying that basically just for a lack of a better word. I truly do not mean to offend anyone. But it is true, he has often spoken about Islam and his respect for Islam. King Charles also has strong ties in Saudi Arabia, as we have spoken about on numerous occasions, and the British royal family has a good, friendly relationship with Jordan and the King and Queen of Jordan. Now, it is also true that Muslims and those of the faith have little to no tolerance nor respect any weakness. And at this point, where Harry stands with his visa, his residency, and his attitude, the King, the monarchy, and the British government look terribly weak. And with everything going on in the Middle East, this is not the time to look weak and lose the respect built up over years. In my opinion, and I really hope I'm right, the May meeting between Charles, Harry, and possibly William, that is, if he does not break out in hives being near his brother, will likely be about Harry's future. They will likely want to know from him whether he plans on applying for United States citizenship, etc. And depending on what his answer is, or maybe even regardless of his answer, the king may ask to put his titles in abeyance. The reason why I think this will happen in May is because of a tidbit of insider information. You see, the king is not a happy chappy, and that is regardless of and over and above his cancer diagnosis. We know that the PR drive to improve Camilla's image and popularity had been a constant over the past 20 to 23 years. The king himself thought that once he was king, he himself would soon be as popular as his mother, the Queen. But 19 to 20 months in, and it hasn't happened yet. And I think that in a way, the king realizes that it will likely never happen. 19 months later, and his mother, the late Queen, a dead woman, is still the most popular royal, followed closely by his daughter-in-law and son William. Well, we may think these are just polls, but actually for the royals it is more than that, as their continued existence as royals depend on their popularity. The king may not have faced it yet, but he is not as attractive, say, as his father or even as his son William, and Camilla will never have the presence of Her Majesty the Queen. And I say that as someone who does not have anything against Camilla, at least not anymore. But the Queen had a stylish daintiness about her, yet her iron will and devotion shined through in every step and every word. She was indeed an icon, and Camilla will never be that. There is obviously more to it than that. King Charles is a snobbish, rather entitled know-it-all, has always been and will always be. And don't think I'm even singling the king out. No, there are many entitled know-it-alls, even in our own lives. But it is that, combined with his snobbishness, which draws a clear line between him and the populace, the people. He has an amount of disrespect for others which is always very thinly disguised behind a wide smile. In Charles, there is none of that natural, relaxed connection as we find with William and Catherine. It is just what it is. That is how he grew up. That is his personality. But I think it is slowly sinking in with the king, and I think he knows there is just one way he can improve his standing, and that is by a show of strength, which means that he will have to discipline Harry. He will have to be far more decisive about Harry and somehow stop his son and his gutter-snipe wife from dragging the monarchy into the gutter with them. So, guys, let's see. I mean, I hear these snippets, but unfortunately, I'm not a fly on the wall, so I can't verify it. I've been trying to get hold of Jay and hear what his opinion is, if he will give it. But in the meantime, let's stay calm and see whether there will be an announcement from Buckingham Palace in May. Okay, guys and girls, that's it from me for today. I will see you again tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.